Rogers.
How old are you, Kelly?
I'm 41.
Hi, Mike Chantry, one of the original N-Men, Northern California's skateboard outlaws. Been skateboarding since 1965. I still skate.
So how old are you now?
67.
Trying to find the correct words to define skateboarding has probably been surprisingly one of the biggest challenges I've faced throughout my English course. How does one define something that is interpreted differently to great extent even by those who actively partake on a daily basis? How does one define an activity that exists and grows from unique abstract interpretations?
Happiness. It's too complex of a being to be described in just a single word. If there even is a word on this planet for it.
Lifestyle. That's all it is. It's a lifestyle. You either skate or you don't. And if you skate, you know what's going on. If you don't skate, you have no clue.
My definition of skateboarding had just started developing by the time I had turned 12. I was introduced to skateboarding by my older sister when I was 10 years old. At first, skating was a way to establish that older sibling approval, but it didn't take long before I could be found alone spinning, falling, and creating tricks in my garage for hours after school or sports. Without much knowledge of the current skate scene, anything was possible. I had done many recreational sports when I was a kid, but I was finding that no other sport gave me such freedom to intertwine my imagination and physical ability. If I were to define skateboarding in my own words, I'd say skateboarding is either a gateway or an escape. It is a physical and mental state where nothing of normalcy exists. Not even the sensible realm of physics applies in skateboarding. Not only can you defy gravity, but rules governing everyday social practices become irrelevant. Structures built for people to sit on are interpreted by creativity into hours of entertainment and an endless resource of possibility. Skaters seem to interpret skateboarding in different terms, but there is still an underlying common ground on which they come to terms on: freedom, fun, and happiness. Skateboarding, however, is also up for interpretation by those who see it through their own experience. To skate, even though
Maybe at guest services, I have some skateboarders that are not willing to listen to the rules.
the skateboarding culture has had a never-ending history of conflict with the general public, private, or public business, and even big corporations since skateboarding's very beginning, but more prominently since the street skating craze of the early 90s. Skateboarding is interpreted by the public as a destructive culture with disregard for others' safety, property, and overall authority. During my English course, I was able to get an over-the-phone interview with a retired California law enforcement officer, veteran of 30 years.
In your line of expertise, how would you define skateboarding?
What skateboarding means to the local law enforcement is it's a popular pastime that creates a lot of calls for service for the police. And skateboarder issues has always been there for the police and continues to be.
Obvious signs of the confrontation between the skateboarding population and the general public are abundant around any big city. Hired security guards, grind stoppers, waxed and chipped ledges, dunked up rails, no skateboarding signs on every corner. So who is to blame for such madness? Those who seek thrill by reinventing the uses of architecture through skateboarding, or those who try to permanently dismiss those who skateboard to save property and for the safety of whomever reside there? Which is exactly what I chose my English course to revolve around. To show that although the general public may have reasons to dismiss the skateboarding culture from the axis of public use and presence, the denial of citizen rights to public property is a form of discrimination set forth by the general public.
The property made that they don't want skateboarders here, period. But they don't even allow bikes. That's how strict their rules are. We allow bikes as long as you're riding it on the road.
Is it okay if we skate on the road?
No, because skateboards are not allowed, period, ever. Skateboards are more of a danger to customers from what we've experienced in the past.
Have you worked here for more than a couple of years? Or is this your
This
first
place has
year?
only been open for 2 years.
Cheers. Have you worked here the full entire time?
I worked here for half of it.
In your experience, have you ever had somebody injured by a skateboarder?
That's not the point.
Do you think you could list off just stereotypes within the law enforcement community about the average skateboarder?
Little dope smokers. Period. Little dope smokers. Hang out. No job. No reason for really existing. Hang out. Drink at the park. Smoke dope. Just be a pain in the ass. Little vandals. Often associated with taggers. Vandalism is just a huge part of your daily life. Little respect for property and people's personal space. That's pretty much how skateboarders are supposed to have within the law enforcement community.
Can skateboarding be destructive?
Oh, fuck.
Yes. Does a portion of skateboarders drink and smoke dope? Yes. Does a portion of elected government officials drink and smoke dope? Yes. Truth is, skateboarders have their negative image just like anyone else. Skateboarders shouldn't be discriminated against for destructive child's play, because in reality, skateboarding is more than that.
I need to skate, man. If not, they must just go lock me up in an old home. You know, as long as I can snowboard and skateboard, I'm still alive and I'm not old.
I definitely don't feel like I'm in, and I kind of like that feeling. I prefer that, actually.
I'm always happy whenever I come here. I know it transcends into a lot of stuff in my life. I just ride it out. I'm just happy that I'm still this healthy, can hang out with all these young folks. It's like to me at this point, it's like fountain of youth. I think I'm gonna skate as long as I possibly can.